So hello guys, welcome again to Inspo's almost daily stream, I would say, but it's not. I had my first German stream yesterday. It was a nice one, I think. Um, well, that's also a process. It takes some time that actually people notice that I'm here, but that's absolutely fine. Well, today it's my English stream again, and I will explain a little bit what's going on in the market, in the Bitcoin market today. Um, as it's stocking a little bit, but let us take a look to that. So here we go. We will talk about Bitcoin today. We will talk about some news some events that happened in the last few days, or since yesterday actually, and related to Bitcoin as well, and maybe also to the moves, but it doesn't really have any impact to the moves. But well, and yeah, I don't know. I have to check if some of you just sent me some questions. We should talk about in the current stream, but I think it didn't happen. No, doesn't look like. Okay, but maybe you have some, we can talk about that. Maybe we can also talk about Crypto Whale. He shared, well, some explanations about some doubts related to Bitcoin. I had a discussion about that on Twitter, and that was absolutely amazing because discussions are good. You have both sides, you get input from both parts, and you can start to make your own opinion about that. And we can talk about that as well if you want. If not, just drop me a line. I'm open for everything. Hi, Philip. Welcome back. So, well, let us start with Bitcoin. What's going on here? Not really much happened. Even after we got the big news that El Salvador is going to make big progress in allowing just Bitcoin to be official payment method in El Salvador, but actually I don't care about that. But some Twitter influencers just spread this news, and I think they were big hope that that could have some impact to the Bitcoin price development, but it didn't, not really. So if we check this here, I mean that's still being my redistribution schematic based on Wyckoff, and as you know, in my opinion, we had our retest just June 4th, and since then, as predicted, we started to dump. Also, as predicted, with a very low pace, and that will change as soon as we cross the 33K. That's many of you know that I have placed a short contract with a 25 leverage, um, where I just start to activate 20% of my budget, and I will add more money as much we are dumping, because I knew that we are not dumping like we had in the last couple of weeks. That's going to be something like a stair. I mentioned that on Twitter as well. How can I know that? Well, it's much more the volume profile is telling you a lot of what's happening in the market. That's what I'm saying when I'm talking about Wyckoff and Wyckoff schematic. Everything based on Wyckoff is the volume, is to the interpretation of what's happening in the market in that moment and what could happen next. So what I told to you guys several streams ago is we are preventing all the time overbought and oversold situations. That happened yesterday again. We were very close to be oversold. We prevent that with a little pump. But as predicted as well, we are still below our bottom line. And this bottom line, and hi Jeremy, welcome. And this bottom line with the moves that we are doing since yesterday is exactly the same pattern that we had a few weeks ago when we dumped very hard. And that's saying me we are going to dump again, and I think that the next dump will stop maybe somewhere between 34 and 33K, maybe a little below at 32.5. But that's what should happen in the next hours or maybe tomorrow. Even people say, Inspo, tomorrow is Monday, Monday is a bullish day. Forget that. Forget Monday rules, Saturday or weekend rules, it doesn't matter anymore. Okay? So, if we are talking about Wyckoff, just forget Elon Musk tweets, forget everything. That's a plan. Okay? And in this plan, we have some supports and resistance, and these supports and resistance are going to be our orientation. What's going to be next? If I'm predicting something short term, that's just because hi Dave, because I'm really just interpreting what the market actors are doing related to the RSI and to my confirmation if we are in an uptrend or downtrend. So at the moment we are in a confirmed uptrend, but it doesn't really look to a very big uptrend. The only thing what we are doing, and that's part of the pattern that we have noticed in the last few weeks when we started to dump hard, is we have a breakout from the bottom line of our triangle or rising wedge, it doesn't matter, and we maintain this level here before we start to dump. That's going to happen. And hopefully Alan is not going to tweet again, otherwise all people will say that was Alan. It is not Alan. Alan is maybe triggering, yes, but we should really ignore Alan. We should ignore any news, because if we will do that, the result will be the same. Just with little differences in terms of we could retest here instead or here instead of here. We had a retest here, then Alan just tweeted his breaking hard tweet, and that triggered actually, or many people interpret that on that way, he has just triggered this dump. For me, it doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. And for you guys, it doesn't matter as well. Because, I mean, every information we are getting has a sense behind. Okay? And so, well. So what is going to happen is for me absolutely clear. We will dump actually more. We will have the same situation we have here. We will start to have here as well. And as soon as we will leave this stage is where we will get more pace in the dumps, more dynamic. it's going to be dumped stronger, harder. And that's where my short contract is going to make huge gain, because I'm going to start step by step to add more money, more money. So I just introduce some stop limits, or in that case, buy limits. And so at the end, from here, as soon as we leave here, um, it will add the remaining budget that I have, and then it should start to dump very hard. The question is still pending if we are going directly dump to the accumulation schematic. That would be this year. That's the last step before we go to the reaccumulation. That's the transition to the big new rally that, in my opinion, we will initiate absolutely after June. We have to take a look what's happening in June. I mean, June is liquidation month. We know, and I predicted that as well, because some people said German institutional investors are able to invest their money now, or almost 20% of their portfolio, with crypto. Yeah, indeed, but I also predicted it's not going to happen in June. It doesn't make sense to do that in June in a liquidation month. And that's not going to happen. They will save their money. They will wait to accumulate, to have a good entry price at Bitcoin as well, Ethereum as well, XRP, and many other strong projects, and coins. And that's going to happen. So for us, it's very important, first of all, to get this stage here, to maintain this stage, because then we know the next big dumps that we will get is afterwards. Okay, so maybe we will have one big dump, and we will reach a second part of the redistribution, because also Wyckoff said in his book, that's a transition. We don't have a limited cycle for such transitions. You can have such transitions for weeks, months, but it's also possible that we are done here. It depends, and the crypto market is so dynamic. It can change from one day to the other. But taking in account that we have some new, or will have some new market actors, like the German institutional investors waiting to jump in, I think July should be a good month to do that, to accumulate. So I could imagine that we are maybe exactly making the same phase here again on a lower level. A lower level, that means something like at 30K. Okay? That's good, and that's not good. It's good because we are not dumping that hard, and people will still get some hope. That's good related to the accumulation, because to the accumulation we need such an impact where people start to frustrate and to sell their bags because they think the market is going to crash. On the other side, I don't really see media news that could generate some fear at the moment. Even I got some news where I think that could be a problem for Bitcoin and for our market situation. I will talk about that. Now that's actually an article published today. Okay, that's really new. Senators urge crackdown on crypto as ransom payment after gas pipe meat plant hacks. So behind all this idea, what some officials in the USA are saying is that all these hackers are getting their money via crypto, and they want to push more some plans related to regulations. Well, I mean that's not new, right? But as I know, we will get even more hacks in the future. It will actually start now in the next month. Um, I think the peak could be October, November, maybe in the first quarter of 2022 as well. And so we should have that in mind that 2022 will be the year where the crypto market is going to be regulated because the pressure will increase much more. And I mean, we have pressure from the ECB, from the European Central Bank. We have some pressure, for example, from the Treasury, so also from the Fed. And now, with such a topic on the table, and I'm not predicting this, but I'm expecting that we will have a peak of hacks to very important um, companies and infrastructure institutions end of the year and the beginning of the next year. And so I think the voice to regulate the cryptocurrency market will become more important and will open the way for politics to start to regulate the cryptocurrency. Not only related to tax hunting, but also, yeah, to regulate Bitcoin, for example. So that's going to be, for me, it was. I wasn't expecting that they would start now with such topic, but that's what we are getting right now, and that's fine for us because we need to know all this information. Nevertheless, I don't think that that's going to shift us to a bear market because of that. The only thing can happen if they hack much more companies, and when the US government or other governments starts to talk about the national security, that could be a challenge. But cryptocurrency will keep alive. The thing is, and that's what I said in different streams before, we need a portfolio with strong assets. Everything else will disappear. Okay? In their view, coins without any relevation to any um, process related to the economy, projects with high value output for the economy, and so on and so forth, will be declared as a coin that is just used for illegal operations. I'm convinced of that, and this kind of coins will disappear. They will start maybe via ECC. They will start to classify some coins, and if you are not getting their permission, you will disappear as a cryptocurrency asset. It's not going to happen with Bitcoin, it's not going to happen with Ethereum, it's not going to happen with a lot of different projects. But so you should keep in mind what's going on and what could happen. But yeah, I'm convinced that's going to happen anyway. So for me, 2022 will be the year for a big challenge for the cryptocurrency, because they will start to make big pressure to regulate the market. As I said several times, um, such a new has both interpretations. You can say that's a bad new. I see that much more than a good new. Okay? So I'm not a friend of invest some money in joke coins or funny coins. I just want to invest money in strong projects where I believe there could be a big success in the next years. So I don't really care, and the regulation is bringing us the final step of the mass adoption. So yeah, for me, I see that 2022 is going to be a challenge for the cryptocurrency market related to the regulations, but on the other side, I think that we will get much more market cap then. And if we have a very good portfolio, then we will make big, big gains. I think nobody of us can imagine how big gains we can do then. So let us just go back, taking account all what's going to happen. I can really imagine that something will happen like we had in the COVID-19 crash. Little cycles with extreme moves. And so if we are spending June in a transition, July maybe in the accumulation, and August or mid-August or late August, we will go up again. We will have then a big correction, and this correction actually will happen as part of the future liquidations we will have in September. That's what I think. So if we take actually here now, if we see what happened here, for example, we had in March. Well, I don't know actually what happened in February, if that was related to the future market liquidation. I don't think so. But we had in March. So every time when we pump, when we have a strong uptrend, we will have a correction afterwards. And as soon as we are something here and we start to go up again, I can imagine that we will have some kind of corrections. In September, that would be here actually. If we take a look, let us see. So September is going to be here. So if we are here and we will spend a little bit more time here somewhere, then I think then in September that could be something like we can see here. We will start to make huge moves upwards, and in December we should be in a situation like here, still pumping after a correction related to the future liquidations. In December we will have another liquidations. Of course, we have to see. I mean, that's a very quick and dirty prediction, because we need to see how the market will react now with the next moves. But it's absolutely clear for me that even governments are going to be more open to the topic of cryptocurrencies. They are not blocking every topic of cryptocurrencies. So, for example, the European central bank published just few months ago a document where they started to analyze some different coins like Polkadot, XRP, um, and that gives me a sign that these guys are starting to make their homework. They are checking what kind of opportunities this market is bringing to the whole economy, also related to the monetary policy in the future. That's a good sign, okay? But of course driven by governments. And of course then we need to play their rules. That's the same we did with the whales. Okay, we wanted big money, but big money is not coming alone. It's not the money alone. It's also the rules that these guys are playing at the same time to make big gains. And that's why I say we need just to know and to get their rules and to play with them rules, not against. Otherwise, you will lose. Absolutely. That's happening in the stock market, and it will happen here as well. The only thing that's going to be very useful for us in a regulated market is we can start to check coins to analyze their value instead of risking our money in projects that could be big scam behind. That's the case, for example, in a lot of different DeFi projects we have outside, where I would really love to spend my money there, but I'm not really sure if these guys behind are not scammers, for example. Okay, so regulation brings also some advantages. I know that's not actually the philosophy behind crypto and mostly behind Bitcoin, but that's part of the game. And as I learned today, um, Bitcoin can change with his community, with the support of the community, and they can adapt. So I don't think that Bitcoin is going to disappear. Some people are announcing that. I don't believe that. I don't think that Bitcoin is going to disappear. I think that Bitcoin is going to disappear as a dominant part in the crypto market. I think Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin midterm. Um, and yeah, so I don't believe that Bitcoin can make $500,000 each token. That's my opinion. It can make 100,000 because 21 million supply, that's not much. So of course, supply and demand is the leader in making the price at the end of the day. But yeah, I know some people in maximalist outside and on Twitter, they are yeah, pro just providing some expectations like we will have a Bitcoin price of 500,000 or 1 million in 5 to 10 years. I don't believe that. And so, well, I mean, everything depends on what will happen in the next years, right? But in my opinion, Ethereum will flip, and Ethereum is going to be the big leader in the crypto market in the future. I think much more projects will come in the future. Internet of Things, that's one of my followers, for example, he sent me some information about ENX. That's a coin, that's the first coin that was approved by the ECC. And if you take a look to the owners and developers and all the people behind this project, I missed that. They had they sale last month, unfortunately. They have a total supply of 200 million, and they want to create a NASDAQ mirror based on cryptocurrency, so on blockchain. And I miss that. That's one of these coins where I say that should be in every portfolio if you want to have a strong one. Jeremy, you have a question. What do you do now with your portfolio, knowing this clear view about a return to below 30k and less? Accumulate more coins and not selling now? I mean, your altcoins? Yeah, I get it, Jeremy. Well, yes, as I mentioned several times, I have remaining. I have still some remaining bags, and I keep them. I'm not selling them because I missed them. I was lazy. I really was lazy because I have some projects, some bags that I got with Ethereum, and they are on my MetaMask, are not at Binance. So 70% of my bags were on Binance, and all these bags I just have liquidated before we start our dump right here. And that was actually after this signal for me that the market is going to dump very soon. And then I started to sell all my coins. But I have a lot of different coins just remaining, and for now it will really doesn't make any sense to sell them now. Um, so I keep them. I don't care. It's 14 different coins. I have ANKR, for example. I have Mana. I have my XRP. That's the biggest bag in my portfolio. I still have these. I could sell them just few weeks ago and rebuy for less money. That's right, but I don't. I really don't care. So what I'm going to do now is just to accumulate. I just want to accumulate. I just want to buy as much dips as I can. Um, Ethereum is on my list. ANKR is on my list. Seller Network is on my list. TEL is on my list. Even NKN is on my list. Mana is on my list. I have started to B20 is on my list. That's an NFT coin. I have started to analyze the market and to detect and identify some strong projects. I will next week start to show you guys how my portfolio should look like. I split it in different areas. So I have gaming related to NFTs, for example. So that's the part where I have some coins like Mana then. I will have some related to the industry, some related to networks, and cryptocurrency as payment method. ADA, for example. So that's what I'm going to do, Jeremy. I'm not selling anymore. It doesn't make any sense for me anymore to sell now. If you feel comfortable with that, if you say, okay, come 20-30%, that's a good gain for me, go for it, mate, really. But it's not my case. I really don't care. I did my big deal already, just selling my almost 40 bags that I had in my portfolio a few weeks ago. Sanket, welcome. Hi Inspo, what are your thoughts on Kotti? Kotti is awesome. That's a big project related also to ADA. And Kotti is going to make a huge rally this year, like all these coins that I announced already, XRP as well. XRP is doing a lot of progress in different continents related to the upload payment transactions, and Kotti, the project, and the content of the whole project. If you take a look to the white paper, that's incredible. I mean, I'm working in the financial sector. I'm providing my knowledge there, and I know what challenges the bank sector has. And I would say that Kotti is neutralizing actually 60% of all these challenges in just one project. I'm a big fan of Kotti, and I will even buy more Kotti as soon as possible. I mean, that's a big dip right now, but as soon as we are dumping in more, we will have actually much more dips then. So to accumulate Kotti and just to relax later on, because Kotti is going to make huge steps. So I would say we will be next year, Kotti should be above one to $2 as minimum. As minimum, it depends how much market cap we are going to receive, of course. But as I see that at the moment, uh, the whole cryptocurrency as a topic is very dynamic on every table. It doesn't matter if that's the financial sector, it's different parliaments, and I think even we will have some challenges in the next month and years. Um, we will make a big gain with all that. So Kotti absolute should be in the portfolio. It's going to be in my portfolio, of course. Jeremy, I have a huge bag to invest, but I prefer to wait the final bottom. Don't care about DCA strategy. Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's what happening to me. I mean, I had a plan, but I was wrong with my expectations. With all that money that I just withdrew or just got from the BEX liquidations of 60%, 70% of my portfolio, I just added all this liquidity to DeFi. And I thought that people would start to shift their money from spots directly to the DeFi. Because I thought that makes sense. That's actually how it works with safe accounts, right? So that's what happened in the past, actually 60 years. But yeah, well, I learned my lesson. It is not the case, not yet. Maybe it was a little bit too early for all this, because DeFi is relatively new, of course. Um, so people just started also to withdraw their money from DeFi apps, and also their coins just dumped. So at the moment, I'm doing enough passive income to stabilize my money there. I mean, also that as an investment, because um, yeah, I still have the same money. I'm not making more, but I'm making at the same time more coins, more BNB, more BUSD, and more DApps, DeFi coins. So as soon as we start a new rally, all these coins will pop up again, and then I will do, I don't know, maybe 100%, 150% of that money, and that's also a huge gain then. But it does make sense for me now to liquidate more my liquidity pool money there, because otherwise I would make some lost. I don't like lost. I hate lost. So I prefer to use my fiat money then. So I'm fine with what you're saying, Jeremy. World Citizen, welcome to my stream. Any idea when we would reach the potential bottom? Midsummer, August? Um, well, I don't think we will take such long time for that because, as mentioned, we have some new actors. So the German institutional investors have almost $400 billion waiting, and they just need an attractive entry price for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other big and strong, and that's the main point: strong projects. And so I think July, August should be enough to start a suckers rally. That's actually what 80% of all people will think. That's a suckers rally, but it will be the real one. And that's going to be a huge one. Because if we reach $1.5 trillion in cryptocurrency market cap, with Bitcoin and altcoins together, the next rally we should reach 2 trillion and beyond, maybe $2.5 trillion. At the same time, we are getting much more projects. So this money will spread, of course, and not concentrate in just few projects, but projects like what I said, with a very strong project background, will get much more money because institutional investors make their strategies related to midterm and long-term gains. And midterm are the common market cycles that we have, where they start to distribute and where they start to accumulate. And that's the normal sinus curve that we then have, and that's actually where they do the big deals. So yeah, the next one will be much higher. That's now Bitcoin, but I also at Bitcoin I can imagine that we can reach this year. We can still reach something between $70,000 and $80,000 as all-time high. I don't think about, like Max Kaiser is telling, something about $200,000 or beyond. I think that's absolutely crazy to think that. It's much more to generate expectations and to be part of the show. So he wants to be in the first line. It's okay for me. But I don't think that that could be real because for that we need much more market cap. Okay, Bitcoin is not the god of cryptocurrency. It's the father, but it's not the god. We don't have any god in cryptocurrency. We have a lot of different projects, and all of them are really amazing. Of course, we have some coins, and a lot of them that could burn your money. So we need to be smart to check the strong coins related to a transformation of economy, what's going to happen in the next years, to detect them, to buy them cheap, and then just to relax, really to relax. We will have a new distribution phase later on next year. We can sell them if we want, or we can let that. We can let that just for the next years, and you will make much more than 1,000%, much more. That's what happened in the last month as well. So we need to relax. Don't, and that's really. I have just 3 rules, and I'm trading very successful with these 3 rules. First of all, never ever let you guide by fear. Fear are emotions. Never buy a coin because someone tells you that's going to be huge. Mooning guys, don't do that. Analyze the coin. Okay? Check the white paper, the roadmap. Do you see some relation to other big and strong coins and projects. That's a good sign, okay? So this kind of information, check this before. Don't buy just because someone tells you that's going to make 5,000%. Maybe it's going to make 5,000% because that's what every pump and dump group is going to tell you. You will make amazing money with that. The only guys that are going to make big money with that are the organizers, not these guys. They are buying this coin way they reach the peak. Okay? So if you are smart enough, if you have some experience, try to check all these coins. We can do that together. If you have some interesting coins, send me the coins. I will check these coins. I will analyze the coins. I will tell you then within my stream if I would invest money in this coin or not. Because it's for me, that's a big help as well. It's a big support. I'm a one-man show. I don't have that a lot of time to check everything. So like INX, sorry, that's looking a very, very interesting and strong project that I missed to buy. So they sold each token for $1. I guess the next opportunity to buy this coin will be maybe for $15, $20 because it has a total supply of 200 million. That's crap, but nevertheless, we will see. So Mohammed Yusuf, what do you think about Mina? Say K Snark. Mate, I'm so sorry, I don't know. Say K Snark? Is that a coin? Let me check, but never heard about that. Let us take a look. What's the name? Yeah, you're welcome, world citizen. Thank you very much for watching, mate. Mina. Let us start with Mina. Mina. Okay. Mina. Let us see. What's Mina? Mina is working on achieving an efficient distributed payment systems that enables users to natively verify the platform right from the Genesis block. Ah, okay. A Genesis related project. Its technical white paper calls this a succinct blockchain. Has a proof of stake mechanism. That sounds very, very good. Ah, and now I see why you are talking about CK Snarks. It verifies interact with CK Snarks. Okay. Well, taking into account that this coin has a total supply of almost 800 million, that's okay. The circulating supply is now 150 million. I need to take a look much more to the white paper and to see if I can find any relation to what could happen in the next years, what I call the transformation of our economy. Is that scalable, for example? If yes, how much? How much it takes, for example, I see, for example, that it's provided that their devices can handle a 22 key bay chain withstand a few milliseconds of processing time. That's very interesting. I mean, looks good, but the coin reached already a good price, even if it has circulating just 150 million. But I don't think that the price is going to make big steps like $50 or $200 in the next few weeks, because I think they will add much more supply then, step by step. But I need to see. Nevertheless, thank you very much. I will take a look to that, and I will talk. The next stream will be Tuesday. I will start to talk about some coins next Tuesday. So if you want to take a watch to my stream next Tuesday, I will check this coin Mina and let you guys know what I think about that. Okay? But looks interesting, Mohammed. Really. So yeah, that's actually what I have for today. So all depends what's going on with Bitcoin at the moment. We can check some other interesting news. I'm using CoinMarketCap. I didn't know that CoinMarketCap is just providing such a nice news ticker because sometimes it's for me really challenging. I was wondering that actually now Cointelegraph started also to notice that um, a lot of what's happening at Bitcoin at the moment could be related with the Wyckoff schematic. But unfortunately, they are using just two schematics. Oops. Okay. Why that? Let me check because I just tweeted. Twitter, give me, yeah. So let us see if I can find what I tweeted today or yesterday. Here, that's the same, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same. Um, well, I mean, the title is saying anything. Bitcoin drops below 36K. A century-old financial model predicts big BTC crash. And unfortunately, they are just providing two schematics. That's the accumulation one and the distribution one. But I'm missing the transition to that. So they say, and I really don't get why they think that we are now in a distribution mode or distribution schematic. I really don't get that. And they really didn't really check the it's not the volume profile that we need because we are coming from the distribution. And the problem of Wyckoff is that the redistribution is looking very similar. The only difference is the volume profile. If we take a look to that. So that's what these guys are saying. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Come. No. And that's actually what I'm talking about. I mean, if you take a look, it's it's almost the same, isn't it? Okay. Let me make that. God damn it. I'm mining Ethereum at the same moment. I think that's going to be a challenge to my computer right now. So, okay. So if you take a look to that here, it's exactly the same, right? The only thing you have to check is the volume profile because the market is looking similar, but the market is reacting different. Okay, the market actors. And that's something these guys, in my opinion, just missed. And I just illustrated, come close, close, close. It doesn't closing anymore. Okay. If I take a look here, my Wyckoff distribution accumulation is this one. Yes, that's it. If you can see, that's the reaccumulation that we had in the beginning of the year, and we really just spent some month, um, well, actually 1 month in the reaccumulation before we started the distribution. And then we started the phase E, so the last one of the distribution. I know a lot of information right now there. It's not really clear. I started to use this illustration because I thought it's too much information. Okay, but as you can see, I also here in that case, and this this illustration is now 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old now. But I checked the supports right there, and I mentioned that in different moments that our new bottom should be something like 20K, 1999 or 19.5 or something. So, and right now we are in the redistribution before we go over to the accumulation. So that's, in my opinion, what's happening right now. And these guys, I mean, I look forward because that's perfect that these guys are using the same Wyckoff schematic. I mean, they notice something is going on that looks like a script, and that is a script. And every script has one sense behind. That's a common language. Okay? If you know the next step, and I know the next step, and the next to you next the no step, you don't need to communicate each other to know what's going to be the next action, right? That's very simple. That's why soldiers train a lot of time, policemen, and a lot of other professionals that know to make actions without directly to communicate. That's similar. They know they have a schematic, they have midterm trends, they know we have to we need to analyze the volumes, and that's how they make the big gains. And that's how sometimes when people are wondering, and that was yesterday, for example, the case, it was very funny because when Elon Musk just triggered the dump, I would say he triggered it. I don't think he is the big dump trigger person on Twitter, but doesn't matter. And then all the people just started, all the street Twitter influencer traders. And I mean, look the candle. I mean, the buy pressure was big. I mean, the sell pressure either. You can see that here on the volumes, but almost every time the buyers won, and everyone was saying, "Okay, that's fine now. We are done, right?" And when we started here to dump even more, they were wondering on Twitter, who is selling now? And that was so funny because they still are thinking that just events are triggering the market. The market moves, and that's wrong. That's a plan. Okay? That was written 100 years ago, and that's still working. You have that not here only in the crypto market, you have in the stock market as well. The only challenge is to find out where are we right now. If you know that, you can predict the next steps. And that's what we are doing the last few weeks, every day. Okay? So I'm exactly working like these guys work. I can actually predict something like what's going to be the next candle just only because of the volume of the candle, of the former candle, so and the next candle. When I say tomorrow, or for example, as I did yesterday, I don't remember anymore, but I think that it was here where I just said we are going up now. The next candle should be a green one till 36.4, and then we will go downwards again, and we will reach actually our old 35K. And some people on Twitter was wondering, how can I predict that? Volume. Volume tells you a lot. I just did here, for example, I have an average volume of the last, let me see, because I just need an orientation, right? So that's the volume 2000. Okay, that's a lot. I would never use that. But for the volume related to Wyckoff and to check, for example, where are going to be the big impacts. Let me, I mean, my screen is so, unfortunately, so big, and I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me check if I can make this bigger to explain you much more. Yeah, I think that's enough. So, if you take a look here, well, the problem is you cannot. Okay, give me just a second again. Yeah, that's better now. Yeah. Okay. As you can see here, we have an average of 2000 right there. We have a very, very straight line. Okay? And if you take a look to the volume, every time when we cross this line, a big impact happened. Okay? So here, for example, we start to fight. That was telling me that was the end of this dump phase. That was actually very obvious for me that that was it. We are not going to dump anymore at the moment. And this volume is telling you a lot of what's going to happen next. As I mentioned before, we started to decrease the volume here. Okay? We are decreasing. At the same moment, we are moving. At the same moment, we are moving below the bottom line. So many people say, we will pump now. It's possible to pump in a low volume situation, but at the same time, it's also possible to dump. And at the same, right now, nothing is telling us, really nothing, that we will go up again. Absolutely nothing. It's not even part of the redistribution. We will dump. And that's going to happen in the next hours. So if you want to check, first of all, as soon as RSI is going to go down again, as soon as we have an oversold situation, we will get the big dump. Because they are preventing these extremes, the oversold and overbought situations. So for me, it's absolutely clear. As soon as we cross and as soon as we get a situation of oversold, they will start to dump it hard. Otherwise, It's very easy. As soon as we are close to be oversold, they start to pump it again. It's always the same. Always the same. And that's why it explains very easy why we have a little uptrend here. They are just following the same pattern that they used before they dump it every time in the last weeks. Every time. It's always the same. So common language. It's so I wouldn't say it's so easy, but it's not that if you have some things you need to check every time, then it's not that hard. Okay? So we will see what's happening tonight, but I would say we will see tomorrow at least the 34K level. So let me change now again my screen here. Jeremy, thank you guys. I have to exit for a stream. See you on Tuesday. Okay, Jeremy. Thank you very much for watching, mate. See you Tuesday then. So guys, do you have any question about that? So at the same time, I take a look what we have. Oh yeah, El Salvador plans to make Bitcoin legal tender. I don't care. Thank you very much, but I really don't care. But it was very interesting because Internet of Things, that's one of my followers, and also here again, thank you very much about that. He shared something that was very interesting. Coincidences. I love coincidences because I don't believe in coincidences. Bold prediction. In next 5 years, a nation state will adopt Bitcoin as its national currency. Probably a nation with an M1 money supply below $1 billion. That was July 28th, 2017. Wow, that's a big coincidence. I like that. But well, maybe it was a coincidence. Who knows? Musk crypto tweets destroyed lives. Anonymous says a hacker group targets Tesla CEO. What should I say? I mean, I have a big respect to this group. I don't want to have them as enemies. But guys, come on. Really? It's not Musk. It's all the people that let them guide their decisions by a tweet. That's not the same. And if we are on track based on Wyckoff, how can Elon Musk manipulate the market if we are going to dump anyway? I mean, a lot of people were expecting, God damn it, were after this huge, really huge news that El Salvador, okay, El Salvador, that's a big nation in Latin America. El Salvador is going to bring a bill on the parliament to make Bitcoin legal tender. And nothing happened. Elon Musk doesn't have anything to do with the dumps happened. Really, absolutely nothing. As mentioned different times, I don't care about Alan. I don't care. Maybe he's a friendly guy. I could drink a beer with him somewhere, but maybe he's arrogant. I don't know. I think he likes more weed than beer. It doesn't matter, but Um, I don't care about Alan, and I don't think that Alan has any possibility to manipulate the market with a tweet. Okay, all the people let them guide by such a tweet are the only guys that really can manipulate the market, and that's you, me, and every of us. So when I say don't care about what these guys are selling, it doesn't matter if it's a mooning guy. It's even not matter what I'm saying. I'm just trying to provide to open your eyes, to give you the opportunity to change just the way how to handle the market. Okay? Every one of you can do that. So every time if you say, wow, that's a coincidence, it's not a coincidence. Check. Just check what happens behind. El Salvador, for example, the former president just withdrew 300 million public money. They freezed his account and now he's in jail. My question now, if this president, the current one, will do exactly the same, what do you think what could happen with that money? It will disappear forever. So I think Bitcoin, it's a huge project and it has an awesome future front of it, but not a government and not a president is going to decide if Bitcoin is going to be successful or not. That's the people that will use Bitcoin, and that's actually the industry, the commerce, um, the local, I don't know, company that's using Bitcoin. It's not be just El Salvador and his president. Definitely not. So if people are wondering why the market didn't react to such a huge news, it's very simple, because nobody are caring about that. So yeah, mm, also that's for example much more important. Bitcoin's price slips as Weibo suspends crypto influencer accounts. Okay, first of all, you cannot measure that. You cannot say because of that the Chinese government has suspended crypto influencer on Weibo. In China, all the people starts to sell their tokens. I have even got some messages that the Chinese are trying to buy even more Bitcoin now. So for me, it doesn't make any sense. I said, don't believe everything. I mean, that's just for me. That's just an opinion. Okay, I get this opinion. It's nice to know, but it's not part of my analysis. Well, yeah, then we have some different news about Polygon Matic. Absolutely a very strong and interesting project I will invest in. I was reading some interesting things about Polygon Matic and actually what they are doing and the cooperation, or I don't know if that's official in a cooperation, but they are working together, Ethereum with Polygon. So for me, a very interesting project related to DeFi. So we need to check. I can imagine that some people will try to make Polygon Matic a little bit, the next steps a little bit more challenging. We have to see. But we see some progress. The crypto projects, the blockchain-based projects, are making big progress. If I take the headlines on CoinMarketCap, I see a lot of very interesting news. Not this one, but, well, Bitcoin investment experiment yields dropping 13,000% return. That's a lot. That's really huge. Refinance launches 20 million grant for developers. Reef also very interested and strong project. So I will start. I mean, it's taking a lot of time. Even I love that, but my day has also just 24 hours. Um, I would love to take all this news, to make an analysis of these news, to see if the market is reacting to this news, and I would say almost to 99% they are not reacting to any of this news. Okay? Um, for that, we need really big news. For example, the US government is bringing regulation plans in favor and with negotiating and with talks and a round table with cryptocurrency projects owners, for example. That would be huge. Okay? That would tell me that transition for an unregulated market to a regulated market will be very easy for us. That would be huge. Then I would expect that Bitcoin should go up. Or if, for example, ECC stops the suit with XRP related to how to classify such kind of projects, for example. I know XRP, that's I'm not going to talk about XRP in deep now because I know some people will start to say, yeah, but they did. Yes, I know, but other different coins and projects did that also in the past. Nevertheless, this kind of news has could have a big impact to the market. Not El Salvador and a lot of different news that they try to hype. So, well, Mark Cuban is doing everything right. Altcoins, as many of you know, I'm an altcoiner. I love altcoins, but we need to take and to filter which kind of coins are going to be big in the future and which not. And yeah, that's it. I mean, the weekend wasn't really so excited. Square Blockstream to build US-based Bitcoin mine with renewable energy. You see, I mean, that's not a big challenge for Bitcoin. So I don't think the only thing, the only thing where I have just some questions is um, they have to invest more money now. Because, of course, I mean, to shift now from cheap electricity to build now a mining farm provided by renewable energy, that costs money. And we have, I don't know exactly, I have to check, but I think we have 19 million bitcoins already mined. Just give me a second to check that. Because every investment needs a very good return of investment, right? So we have, 18,700,000 Bitcoin tokens out there. So we can 10% of all tokens could be part of the next years for any mining operations. And the thing is that enough for them? I mean, or is it possible that we will get maybe the discussion about to increase the supply of Bitcoin later on. I really don't know, but that's something I have in mind and will check sometimes. Read about some doubts of some mining farms and what's going on there. But yeah, that's actually for now I think everything. Let us take a look to Bitcoin again. Well, yeah, that's what I said. It will take a little bit. That's fine. That's a good Sunday then. I can chill a little bit. But nevertheless, as mentioned, I still have my short contract open. It I When I start a short future, it's just a one-way trip. Or I will make big gain, or they will liquidate me. That's the only thing. And I'm sure they are not going to liquidate me. So big gain is coming. Uh, Philip, we have been dumping every weekend lately. Well, yeah, maybe. Let us see. 27th. That was 27th. That was Thursday. So the weekend. Okay. So let us see. June 4th. That was Friday. Downtrend. Okay. Yeah. That's happening. Here it was the same. 21st. That was Friday. We had a big one. We had a side run here. That was a day later. Actually, we have that here as well. So, and I know that some people say it's Monday. Monday is a green candle day. We had red candle Mondays already. As said, we don't need this kind of rules. Weekend is a dumping weekend, and Monday is the pumping Monday. We need to check. I don't think. I mean, it can happen, but I really don't think, because right now, if you take a look here, we are. It's easier to go down than to go up. You need much more money to go up again. A lot of new events should come in, and that's not going to be part of the Wyckoff schematic. So I'm not expecting such thing. We are doing what we did in the future in the past weeks when we dumped, and I'm absolutely convinced it's going to happen again. So Dave, US Fed are already investigating the current president, I read today. Yeah, that's Dave, that's the matter. Um, I mean, Latin America, it's not really stable, right? Um, they did several times. I mean, I like Latin America, and I really have a lot of friends there living in Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, Costa Rica, and so on and so forth. But I also know that many of their politicians are very corrupt, and yeah. So for them to use Bitcoin to shift some public money, it's better than to use the US dollar. At the same time, of course, many of these countries could have some doubts about the US dollar after such an announcement of the Russian government. They want to dump or to drop all their US reserves to the market. On the other side, I was reading that Putin just said that they are not stopping to buy US reserves or use US dollar reserves. It's a little bit paradox, but I think that's politics. So also here we have to be, yeah, to stay tuned and keep watching and observing what's going on, because crypto market and the cryptocurrency market, unfortunately, is part of the geopolitics game, what's happening, and also with the global power shifting, what's happening. I mean, since decades, a lot of experts are saying that China is going to be the next big player in the world. But as we know in the last centuries, that's not going to be easy for China to get the power. And the US is still a very strong nation. Um, and so that that will take at least 15 to 20 years. And yeah, until then, we need to play their rules and their game. We will do that. Correction, U.S. Department. Yeah, well, Dave, no worries. It doesn't matter. But U.S. officials are investigating. Uh, I just tweeted from a senator um, a document that it's showing that some people of El Salvador's government are on the list of the US administration as very corrupt. So I'm not going to celebrate this kind of news because it's not really good for Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin wasn't created for that. It was created for the people of El Salvador. It was created for freedom. It was created for unregulation, uncontrol. And this step is not necessarily what I think that should be part of the Bitcoin's history. Okay, so I'm not going to hype this kind of information. I'm not a hyper anyway, but for me it's controversial that this BTC Max are using any information related to Bitcoin without to think before if it makes sense to hype this kind of information or not. I think they are just a little bit, they are scared because they have some Bitcoins and they see how the price is dumping. But guys, I mean, if you are a Bitcoin maximalist in your heart, you shouldn't care about that, because if Bitcoin didn't disappear 10 years ago, it's not disappearing now. Okay? It doesn't make really any sense. So just be smart, think before you tweet something, and stop to wake some expectations to your followers that the market cannot meet. Because that's the only reason why a lot of people did lose some money and will lose a lot of money. That's the only reason. That's not Elon Musk. Absolutely not. So let us see what you're saying. Let us check. Oh no. Okay. Let us see if we can see that. Unfortunately, I just don't see the weekends. So 7th. The 7th was much more before. No, crap. Sorry. Let us see. 7th. Okay. So we had here the 7th. 8th, 9th. Okay, that was a weekend. Okay? I wouldn't say that was a low volume one. That was actually not much more than in the week. Let us go forward Because it's interesting. I know this theory that only on weekend the crypto market it's very quiet, but that wasn't the case in the last weeks. So let us check here. That was the 7th, the 14th. We have here 14th. Okay, that was actually the case this weekend. I mean, it was actually very quiet. Then we had Saturday something, and Sunday we started to have big moves. Then the week came, so that was the 14th. Let's just take a look. 21st to 23rd. 21st to 23rd. Hello? Okay. So that was another weekend. I wouldn't really say that was low in volume. And since then, okay, the volume in general decreased, of course. I mean that was a very that was a very dynamic days there. But if we check now, that was 25th, 23rd, 28th, 30th. So here again, also here, if we check, where's the difference between here, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, with look that here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And since here, well, I mean, as said, I mean the volume decreased a bit. The big dump, as I mentioned, should start here, and then the volume will increase again. But that's not going to happen right now. But if we take now here, that's 4th. I mean, okay, yesterday we had a little bit more reaction in the market. Well, Friday actually. We had here Saturday. We have here Saturday and Sunday. We have here, that was Friday, Saturday and Sunday especially, much more moves. And we had here Saturday and Sunday the same like the days before actually. So I don't see any big difference in my opinion. But I know I know this discussion. Oh well, it's not a discussion, but I know that many people say that weekend is much more the dump days because of low volume, and that's wrong. It depends of the volume in general. It doesn't depend if it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. Um, because we, as mentioned and showed, that it really doesn't matter. Exactly, Philip. That's the way. So the only thing we can do is always checking what's happening. Okay. Also here, for example, it's showing me absolutely that the market just came down, and that's even if we take a look, for example, here it's showing you in very special that n nothing happened really, right? So 27th we had the last, actually the last big liquidation with 500 million in longs. And since then, yeah, we had, for example, we had Friday. The last time we had 100 million short liquidations, but 240 million long liquidations. It's not a big deal. Even if we take a look here, for example, just to see the ratio between derivatives and spots, it takes a bit. Come on, look. I mean, that's awesome. It's the first time since weeks that people are placing less money in derivatives. They are actually spending more money in spots. I mean, that's the 38 uh, million, so billions, I think, or 38 million volume. Okay. Um, it's actually, I mean, that's the same value we had in the last days and weeks, but we had derivatives. I mean, we had the double just few weeks ago. We had something like 80, and now we have 36, less than the spot. That's really awesome. That's really good. And I think we will get much less in the next few weeks because we will liquidate a lot of new of different contracts. So what's going to happen now in the next days? Well, we have next Friday future liquidations. Oh no, we have much more, I see. Oh, I missed that. So let me check. Next Friday we have some future liquidations. Then the week after Friday, and the big one, 25th. So, well, we have some, yeah, a way to walk before we are in our destination. So yeah, that's part of these events are really important, not what somebody is telling. So if we take here, I mean, this here is just telling you about the volume, the trading volume, okay? So the trading volume just decreased dramatically to 37 million in 24 hours. And people start to generate more short positions. That's a good thing. Nevertheless, we have 43,816 BTC blocked, or 43 Bitcoin, sorry, 43 Bitcoin as long positions. By the way, that's for me just an orientation because that's just for Bitfinex. In Bitfinex, it's not necessarily the big exchange that provides and let liquidate a lot of different um, futures. But that's 43.816. No, that's, oh Jesus, 43,000? That would be a lot. But well, if we take a look here, that's actually the supply on exchange. On wallets, it should look very chilly, I guess. Yeah, well, yeah, looks everything interesting. We have here a positive supply of 1,000 on Binance. Bitfinex, we have 1,300. And so a supply a positive supply of 2,200. What that means for me, that's actually sometimes a sign that they are preparing a dump. So right now it looks a little bit strange for me because I would think those 1,285 Bitcoin waiting there are in a hot wallet, recently bought, and waiting to be removed to a personal one. That's what I think. So we need to keep this observing the same at Binance, because if this Bitcoin's tokens are waiting to be dropped in the market, that could trigger a dump. So just to have this in mind. Let us check more information before we close these sessions. In the last 24 hours at Binance, Binance accounts in ratio between long and short just placed 56% long futures and 44% in short futures. Okay, that's not that good. Taking into account the volume of positions, that means 52% longs and 47% in shorts. As the volume decreased, even if we will have more longs now, I mean, that can generate, of course, that can generate some sell pressure, as I always mention, and that's why I prefer shorts instead of longs. But, well, I mean, having in mind that we will dump anyway, it's better to have longs than shorts. So if we take a look to the Bitcoin net unrealized profit loss, including the mood of the market actors, nothing has changed. We are, yeah, nothing changed since then. So if we take a look here, and we will go, I think we will go directly hope fear before we reach the capitulation. Capitulation is something that we have when we reached the accumulation phase, and that should happen again. Yeah, Bitcoin net transfer volume from 2 exchanges, that's a good thing. At the moment, actually it's delayed by 1 day because I just have a T2 subscription. The T1 just costs $800 per month or something. So yeah, I can imagine that if we are dumping today, that will go up again. We need to see. And last but not least, and that's my favorite one, my favorite indicator, showing me if we are shifting to a bear market. Well, yeah, right now it doesn't look that good, but if we dump today and after the dump we make a positive correction a little bit up, so if we are dumping, for example, to 31 and the candle starts to go up again and we have a little uptrend then as we are forming right now, then it should go up a little bit more, and that's enough. So if we can have a dump tonight or tomorrow and Tuesday a green candle, that should be enough to be stable and not to shift into a bear market. All depends if we are shifting or just going directly to the accumulation phase, or if we are maintaining in the redistribution just in a lower level, of course. Yes, and that's it actually. It's pain in the ass because every time when I have the stream, I'm telling you guys I will prepare something, I will do something, I will make it more professional. I hate this because I like have things looking good and professional, but I don't have the time. So hopefully I will get some more time in the next couple days so I can spend some time and make everything more structural and better illustrated. But yeah, that's actually what I can provide at the moment. So in the last one, it looks like that Bitcoin is making here a little break. We take a look here, that was May 19th. Let us take a look, May 19th. Ah, yeah. Okay. Well, then in that case, it looks like, I mean, even the market cap BTC dominance uh, chart is looking like as the BTC dominance will actually bounce. If we take a look to that as well, and I mean, we have here again a decreasing, a decreasing, let me see, where's, yeah, we have a decreasing volume also here, and that looks like the BTC dominance will go up again. That means we will dump and altcoins will dump even more. But that's fine. That's really fine. So yeah, we will see what happens. So, well, guys, I will take a look to what you sent me now as a comment. World Citizen, appreciate your time and TA, good insight for newbies like me. World Citizen, thank you very much. I really appreciate your feedback. And that's, please, if you have some questions, if you don't, if it's something not clear enough for you, make the question. And in Germany, we say uh, the person that makes the question, or no questions are stupid, just the response can be stupid. Okay, so make your question. I will take my time to reply as soon as possible. And my goal is actually, I would like to have a community where everybody is providing to the community some insights, some informations to help us together to be successful. Because I think that's exactly the spirit of crypto. And yeah, that's what Inspo, that's the goal of Inspo actually. So Dave, professionalism is not substitute of being right. Keep doing what you do, mate. Thank you very much, Dave. I really appreciate your words. Yeah, guys, that's it for today. I mean, almost 2 hours again, and I say it again. I will try to make it better next time, to be better prepared. But yeah, I will see. I mean, I'm working on some stuff. It's too early to announce that yet, but it's going to bring Inspo to the next level, and maybe that should be yeah, better for all of you as well. So World Citizen, you should maybe consider creating a Discord channel. And you mean to spend more time there instead of spending more time here? Yeah, we will see. I mean, I tried with Telegram. I'm not using Telegram because I really don't have the time. I have a Facebook account there. I'm not checking my Facebook account anymore because I really don't have the time, and the same with Instagram. I don't know why, but I think even I would start to create a Discord channel, it could happen that again. But related to this community spirit, you are absolutely right, World Citizen, and I will check this and announce that as well. So thank you very much for your input. You are absolutely right. I appreciate that. Philip, thank you very much for you guys for watching the stream. We see us next Tuesday, and I'm to 90% sure that next Tuesday we will talk about the dump that happened. So take care. Don't let you guide by fear. That's ready. Have a plan. Stick to your plan and never regret what you are doing. Okay? We are pioneers, guys. We will make a lot of gain with all what we are doing. Just be patient, be smart, and don't let you guide by fear, and even not by people that try to moon every coin. Okay? That's the golden rule. So World Citizen, as you said, people could contribute their thoughts and it would be a perfect place to do that. I agree, totally agree. Um, I will think about the Discord. I have Discord actually using for private things, but yeah, I think it will be part of the agenda. Thank you very much. So guys, have a nice Sunday. Take care and see us next Tuesday. I appreciate all of you and for watching my stream. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.